First step of making Rick Simpson oil, guys, take your bud into a glass container, bake it in the oven at 240 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 minutes maximum. And after that, you can store it in a glass container once it's been all dried up and decarbed. And this particular batch, guys, we're going to do 2.5 containers to make some Rick Simpson oil. I use pure alcohol, 0 water content in that alcohol there. And we're going to add some to our first jar here. And I keep the alcohol in the freezer until I need it. So you'll see that as we continue on here, as the glass container will frost up. Obviously, pure alcohol will not freeze in the freezer, so no issues there. I'm going to pour almost the entire bottle in to get started. So there we go. And I would recommend, guys, at this step, you're going to need some kind of wood spatula or wood stick or some spatula is more spoon, whatever you want to use. I use that to smash down the material into the solvent, which you guys will see in a second here. So I've got about half the container full of the solvent out of that entire bottle. So I'm just going to lightly smash the remaining bud down into the solvent to get it underneath, saturated, and to make more space for the other half of that container over there. Now, I'm going to bust out another bottle of pure alcohol from the freezer because we're going to need more solvent to make this large batch work. So we're going to add that. There we go. And I'm not using the entire bottle because we're going to use the rest of that for the second wash, which will be coming up in a future video here, so stay tuned in this series. By the way, guys, YouTube doesn't like me making these videos for you guys. So if you want to help support me, give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, share, or direct donation to my Patreon or PayPal down listed in the description below of these videos. I much appreciate it. But like I say, I'm putting this out to the public for educational purposes for free because everybody should know how to learn how to make this medicine for themselves. So we gave her a good little smash down here, guys. I'm going to now add in our secondary jar into the mix. Actually, let's get our immersion blender going. Give it a quick buzz down so I can add even more of the bud in from the second container. And this is a great tool, guys, the immersion blender. It just basically blends everything up. So you have the solvent being able to break down every little piece and part of your medicine. And the bud I use, guys, is what Rick Simpson recommends, is the indica, high THC indica, right? So now that we gave it a good quick mince with the immersion blender, We're going to add some more big buds in there that have also been decarbed, obviously. I always recommend to decarb your medicine before doing these steps, guys. I get that question often. So at the beginning of the video, just a refresher, just take like a lasagna casserole glass dish, load your bud in there, and bake it in the oven at 240 degrees Fahrenheit for 40 minutes maximum. And make sure you guys, if you're to test your oven out before doing so with a oven thermometer, pick one of those up on Amazon or somewhere, just to make sure your oven settings are exact, like the temperature settings. And you can test that out by putting the temperature sensor in the oven, and just monitor it. If it holds at 240, then that's where you want to cook your bud at for decarbing. So we're getting close to loading the rest of the bud into the jar, getting to the bottom of the barrel here, as they would say. And we're just going to load it up, push it down into the solvent, and then we're going to remince everything back up. That way all the solvent is fully going to go to work on the material to take all the good medicine out of the material and put it into the solvent liquid. And guys, the solvent is, if you are getting confused to what that is the alcohol, the pure alcohol that I use. And so I'm just mushing all the coarse stuff back down inside there, and then we're going to get the immersion blender in there to go to work on it and get everything prepared for the next step. So remember, guys, there's going to be a whack ton of these videos coming, so stay tuned, subscribe, like, share. Like I said, this is part 1. I've been doing a lot of these different videos on my channel for you guys. Oh, I see a little bud sitting there in between the jar and the spoon. We'll get that later. But here we go. We're using the immersion blender, giving everything a good blend up. Get working everything, breaking it all down, so the solvent can work it over and absorb all that awesome goodness. And if you guys haven't noticed, the glass container has frosted up very well there on the sides. That's because I keep my alcohol in the freezer, like I mentioned. And I think it's the best spot for it until you guys do these steps. That way it doesn't evaporate or anything like that on you. So that's enough blending for now, until I notice the little piece of bud that I forgot, and then that goes in and we get the blender out and bang it out again. Yeah, these immersion blenders are like $20 to $30, maybe $40 at the high end, but definitely worth it, guys. I get most of my stuff on Amazon, immersion blender, the glass containers, all that fun stuff. So here we go. This is what it looks like, guys. Got most of it all minced up in there very well. And hey, look at this. I think we're ready for the next step. So like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more, guys. Rick Simpson oil, part 2 coming up. And feel free to donate if you can. Thank you.